The 4 original Earth Green Lanterns all had some type of trauma, tragedy, or adversity to overcome. Let's start with Hal Jordan. You know him as the first Green Lantern, the greatest Green Lantern, who then becomes the biggest traitor in the Green Lantern Corps' history. This story takes place in Emerald Twilight, 1993. Let me remind you of what's happening in DC Universe in 1993. Superman, he's dead. Batman, back broken by Bane. And the Green Lantern Hal Jordan just had his city, Coast City, wiped off the face of the fucking map. The wildest part is it was done by Superman's villain, Mongol. Mongol killed 7 million people and turned the rubble into a new engine city, trying to create a new war world, a place where he's from. So Hal Jordan is beside himself, rightfully so, and he goes to get his get back with Mongol. Keep in mind, his ring is powerless against the color yellow, and Mongol is yellow. This fight, knock down, drag out. Hal wants to kill this man, and he's putting up a fight, but he gets wrecked. Hence why his arm is in a sling. That shit gets busted. But this Hal Jordan, greatest Green Lantern of all time, you know he's gonna get his get back. He gets a good fade in on Mongol, and that's that for now. Now Hal is back where Coast City used to be, and his grief is taking over him. Hal then uses his ring to have a talk with his dad and his mom, and then he recreates all of Coast City and the people in it. Hal's thinking he's got the power to make things right again, the power of a god. You see the problem. The city disappears once Hal's power ring runs out of juice, and then he gets chastised by one of the Guardians of the Universe because he's using his ring for personal gain. This is strictly against the rules, and Hal knows this, but he don't give a damn. The Guardian calls him back to Oa to get punished, and Hal's like, well, I'm coming back to Oa, but I ain't gonna be the one that's punished. Hal then grabs the construct of the Guardian and drains it for power for his ring. And here is where Hal Jordan has officially fucking snapped. Hal is now on a warpath back home. Not Coast City, but to Oa, the home of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the home of the Green Lanterns. At first, the Guardians aren't taking him seriously. They're like, oh, he's throwing a temper tantrum, throw some Green Lanterns at him to stop him. They throw Kihan and Lyra in his way. Kihan is one of the trainers of the Green Lanterns. He's a tougher trainer than Kilowog. Lyra is one of the best fighters on the Green Lantern Corps, period. Hal takes them both down, then snatches their ring. He snatches their ring like he's grabbing chains. The next Green Lantern in Hal's way is Tamar 2, the son of Hal's friend, Tamar Ray. Tamar 2 tries to stop Hal Jordan, and he's able to hold him up for a second, but Hal breaks free and then snatches his ring too. Green Lantern Jack T. Chan steps in. That's the Lobo of the Green Lantern Corps. He gets a good lick on Hal, but Hal one-shots him, snatches his ring too. Hal Jordan has basically turned into a stick-up kid because they're throwing Green Lanterns at him, and he keeps snatching everybody's ring like it's a chain in a battle rap. Green Lantern Kion steps to Hal Jordan, one of the greatest generals in the universe. Hal Jordan inducted him into the Green Lantern Corps, snatches his ring. Green Lantern Hanu steps up to Hal Jordan, some of the best hands in the universe, and this dude idolizes Hal Jordan until he snatches his ring too. Now Hal Jordan punching Green Lantern Graf Torren in the face. He once saved this Green Lantern's life. Now he's breaking his face because, hey, them's the breaks. The Guardians are seeing all of this happen, and Ganthet is like, we gotta do something about this shit here? He's saying that because the Guardians don't want to take action. They're kind of like the Watchers of the Marvel Universe, but a lot of the times they do take action because they created the Green Lantern Corps, as well as the Manhunters. Ganthet is telling his brothers and sisters, yo, this dude is on the way here and he's tearing everybody a new butthole. I like my butthole as it is. I don't need a new one. What we about to do? Because I got an idea. They know what Ganthet's idea is and they don't want to hear it. And he's like, okay, but do you have anything to contribute to the fucking discussion? No? Okay. We going with my idea then. Meanwhile, Hal Jordan is still tearing through Green Lanterns like they collard greens. Green Lantern Boudica steps up and she's like the Xena of the universe. She's got fantastic hands that'll let you know where to find them. And here's a tragedy of this because a lot of these folks look up to Green Lantern Hal Jordan. He brought a bunch of them in. Boudica is reminding him of that, like, yo, you brought me into this shit. Don't make me fight you, man. And Hal Jordan right now is disillusioned. He's like, yo, the Green Lantern Corps, they're a fucking joke. The Guardians use us and throw us away. Boudica then tells Hal Jordan, yo, I ain't giving you my ring. And Hal Jordan tells her, well, I'll help you with that. Let me give you a hand, matter of fact, by taking your hand. He cuts off her hand to get the ring. Hal Jordan has just one-shotted not only 7 of the best Green Lanterns, but 7 of the best warriors in the universe. Hal Jordan is now Michael Jordan during the flu game. He's having a run, and now the Guardians sent Kilowog against him. And this one hits different. Remember, Kilowog is the other trainer of Green Lanterns, and he's also Hal Jordan's friend, one of his closest friends. Hal Jordan sees Kilowog and thinks the Guardians are heartless to send Kilowog against him. He can't see that he's the one in the wrong here. Kilowog don't want to fight this man, but his loyalty's to the Green Lantern Corps, and they scrap real good. But Hal Jordan lays Kilowog out, down and out, no Cameron, no Kanye, just the floor. This is the man that Hal Jordan has become now. He declares to the Guardians, yo, where you at? I done laid everybody out, and I'm coming for that power battery. I'm gonna have it looking like a Duracell commercial up in this bitch. Now remember that plan Ganthet had that the Guardians weren't really cool with, but decided to go with because they ain't have shit else? Yeah, that plan was to bring back the person that was the greatest Green Lantern before Hal Jordan, Sinestro, his friend, turned enemy. Hal Jordan sees Sinestro and he's like, ah, nah, not you. I don't give a fuck, let's fucking go. And they start scrapping, and Sinestro was kind of amused because he sees Hal Jordan fall just like he did. Remember, Sinestro was considered the greatest Green Lantern until they saw how he kept his sector in order. Fascism. Man was ruling with an iron fist. He got put on trial for this shit. Hal Jordan spoke up for him, but the die was cast, and he was casted out of the Green Lantern Corps. And now he's the last line of defense against Hal Jordan. Now these boys, they scrapping. They shooting the bangers at each other. They fucking locking up with each other. This fight ugly as fuck, and I love it. Hal Jordan hit that man with a body blow. Sinestro kneed that man in the face. They are punching left and right, and Hal even DDT Sinestro. This shit looks ruthless. Hal Jordan's thinking, yo, I beat you, I won. And Sinestro's like, I mean, did you really? Look at us. We're both finished, man. Oh, and just a quick reminder that since TikTok is coming to a close, you can also find me on other platforms such as this, there, here, and over here. All right, let's get back into it. Sinestro is looking at Hal Jordan like, yo, you don't even recognize yourself, do you? And Hal Jordan's like, you know what? I should have did this a long time ago. And he takes Sinestro by the neck and snaps that shit. Hal Jordan just killed a man, a former friend and enemy. He just broke the second rule of the Green Lantern Corps. You do not kill. But now Kilowog's back in the fight like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And look, you can sympathize where Hal Jordan's coming from. He just lost his home. 7 million people gone. If there's anyone that can understand that, it's Kilowog. He comes from a race that's a hive mind, and to become a Green Lantern, he had to separate from that hive. He's now the last of his kind. If I'm not mistaken, I think he lost his entire planet, but you don't see him out here going on a killing spree. But that's exactly what you see Hal Jordan doing as he points that ring at Kilowog, lets that thing go, and kills one of his best friends. A 2-peat kill on a former friend turned enemy, and a friend is crazy work. Hal Jordan knows he's too far gone here, and he takes off the Green Lantern ring and tosses it away because he don't deserve it anymore. And he makes his way towards the power battery, and the Guardians of the Universe just let him. They had the power to stop this man, but are choosing inaction. In Hal Jordan's eyes, he just wanted to get back what he lost. To the Guardians, like, yo, to tamper with the has-been, what's gone, is fucking, you can't do that. You know you can't do that. Hal Jordan then walks into the power battery, and Ganthet of the Guardians is like, so we just letting this shit go. We just letting this rock. The Guardians realize they gotta act, and so what they do is they give Ganthet the last bit of their power because Hal Jordan is about to drain all of it from the power battery, and when he does, the Guardians are gone. Hal Jordan, he ain't no Green Lantern anymore. He's become Parallax, something more now. And he steps on the Green Lantern ring that he used to cherish so dearly and walks away. We then see Ganthet rise from the pile of dead Guardian bodies, and he realizes, yo, we should have gave this dude Hal Jordan compassion during his darkest hour. And instead, we stuck to the way we usually were, so stern and cold. Ganthet then takes the shattered Green Lantern ring, forms it anew, and then goes to find someone else that can carry the torch of the Green Lantern Corps and possibly stand up to Hal Jordan. But that's a different story. A story we're gonna get to. But Hal Jordan, now known as Parallax, goes on to be a fucking menace in DC Universe. He's also trying to remake the universe in his own image too. He's at odds with the Justice League, his former friends, and is basically a whole supervillain until the sun was dying in the DC Universe, and then Hal Jordan, in his last act of redemption, goes and reignites the sun with his power. However, Hal's story doesn't end there because the Spectre, the Wrath of God, needed a new host. Jim Corrigan, the former host, has served his time and is going to the great beyond. Hal Jordan then becomes the new Spectre, and through his time as a Spectre, he tries to redeem himself. This story was real controversial for Hal Jordan because a lot of folks that grew up with him as their Green Lantern, as their favorite hero, hated this. Seeing your favorite hero go crazy and become the villain? On some Anakin Skywalker shit? That's wild, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, doesn't it? We saw it happen with his boy Sinestro, and now it happened with Hal Jordan. I thought it was a dope concept, but the execution was a bit rushed because there's no way he should have ran through the Green Lantern Corps like that. You can be the greatest Green Lantern, that's fine, but you're still part of a team that's highly capable, highly dangerous. And you're telling me Hal Jordan took down one of the best martial artists in the universe in the era? Nah. Each fight should have been one issue in itself, and that man should have been way more bloody. That was my biggest gripe with Emerald Twilight. Like, you nice, but you not that nice. Also, he took their power rings. He left them stranded in space, and when Kilowog brought this up during their fight, he's like, I left them enough juice to survive. How? You took their rings. The only way that's possible is if they still maintained a psychic link with their ring, which is a thing that Green Lanterns do. But you start to see the plot holes here, right? This happened in 1993. The retcon for this happens back in 2004 Green Lantern Rebirth. The final issue dropped in like 2005, so here it's about 11 to 12 years until we finally see Hal Jordan as a Green Lantern again. And his whole time as Parallax is retcon. I'll get more in depth in this when it's Kyle Rayner's turn, but all you need to know is that Hal Jordan's given an excuse for what he did. It wasn't really his fault, it was this parasite's fault. This parasite that feeds on fear. It's a great retcon, but I still about it because you give Hal Jordan an out because of what he did. He gets to escape accountability. Escape it in a way. It's like a catch-22. Oh, I did this, but I wasn't in control of myself. When he's a Green Lantern again, he still carries the guilt of what he did, and even though he wasn't in control of his actions. But I think the harder concept is if you don't give him an out. But it is what it is. And even though he's a Green Lantern again, he still carries the guilt of what he did as Parallax with a heavy head. He told his boy Barry Allen, yo, when you died and saved the universe, you died a saint. I died a sinner. And even though those lanterns who were lost in space due to Hal Jordan taking their rings were found and kept alive by a cyborg Superman, fear, parasite, or not, they never let Hal Jordan forget what he did. Because keep in mind, when Hal Jordan took the power of the Green Lantern power battery for himself, a lot of active lanterns were then just stuck without power. And what's not talked about often is how he screwed over John Stewart in doing so as well. And we're going to get more in depth into that because Green Lantern John Stewart is up next.